Guys, change of scenery. No red background and poster. Yeah, I'm taking advantage of the weather. Very, very hot inside, and yeah, I'm just gonna film outside for today. And I do apologize if there's a debris. You can hear the breeze in the background, but as I said, very hot inside. Might as well make use of the great weather that we have over here in the UK for once. Yeah, let's get cracking. Ismael Barroso versus Anti Crolla. Superb fight. I mean, I was very, very intrigued to see the fight, and it lived up to my expectations. I was looking forward to this fight for a couple of months actually, since I heard that Anti Crolla would actually take on his mandatory in Barroso. And yeah, I mean, fantastic, fantastic fight. Barroso came out very, very strong. Came in, landing a lot of shots on the gloves, on the arms. But he was getting through the guard, and Crolla's face was reddening. And again, the Sky commentary was very, very poor. I think they were not neutral at all. They were giving Crolla credit too much at times just for soaking up the pressure, and they were giving Barroso a lot of credit for hitting arms and gloves. So I think very much so Barroso was winning the first 3 to 4 rounds. I had him winning about 4 rounds, and then Crolla took over from the fourth. It was evident that Barroso was gassed, but for me, Barroso, I think, had he not gone into that fight trying to take Crolla out, I think he could have probably done well. Moving a little bit. You could tell his footwork was tidy at times. He was not clumsy. Um, you know, Jim Watt was saying he was not a nightmare southpaw to face. I disagree. I think he was. He wasn't necessarily ultra slick or very slick like I presumed he was against a faded Kevin Mitchell. But for me, it was very much so. He was he was more smart in what he was doing, and very much so I was actually impressed with the work he was doing. I think if he saved his energy a bit, he probably would have gone a bit later. Who knows? Could he have stopped Crolla? I don't know. Crolla showed a very good chin. He did say he got hurt a few times, or he definitely felt the power. So Barroso's power is for real. But a better game plan next time from Barroso would have a lot of lightweights in trouble. Crolla's definitely improving, definitely developing. His straight right was very, very good. He caught Barroso a few times, did shake him up here and there. And eventually, I think it was more the tiredness that caught up with Barroso. We all know the frantic pace that the first, I'd say, 4 or 5 rounds definitely were fought at. But it was a firefight, and Crolla came out on top, and deservedly so. He looked really, really good in the process, and I was actually really happy that he won. I did bet against Barroso, so I did bet against Crolla. Did think Barroso had a bit too much for him, but I was very, very impressed, and yeah, it's not the question that he could face someone like a Terry Flanagan. That's a potential match next. Um, Jorge Linares, I know they put WBC champion Jorge Linares. He's actually not the WBC champion. Zlatikanin, who beat Burns over here quite a while ago, he's fighting for a vacant title with a undefeated Italian. So that's a potential route they could go down. Linares would be the next up. He's a champion in recess, so he could potentially go in with him. Bartholomew, I think, is one of the strongest in the division. So I don't think he would go down that route. As I said, Eddie Hearn said he's the number one lightweight in the world, but can't see it just yet. He's got a fair while to go, but he's definitely improving, and I'd love to see him against Terry Flanagan. It would be a big domestic matchup, and it would get them some good money as well. Apart from facing each other, I don't think they're going to get big money elsewhere over in the States or traveling. They're going to get the big domestic fights over here. I think the boxing politics needs to sort itself out and get that fight made, because it's a fantastic fight for the city of Manchester. It was a shame about the undercard. I'll speak about it briefly. Martin Murray was on the undercard, got a 2 round blowout. Um, don't really learn anything from Martin Murray's win. The kid was probably Spiro was a blown up. To be fair, it looked like it was a blown up light middleweight, and he didn't really look any threat towards Martin Murray. Martin Murray looked like probably on fight night. He probably looked like a light heavyweight there. So about 2-3 weight classes apart, 2-3 levels apart as well. So congrats to Martin Murray, but he should be focusing on the big domestic fight with George Groves, and how he's gonna go about winning that fight. That would be a really interesting fight as well. Marcus Morrison was on the undercard, looked very good. I know he stepped up to middleweight, Manchester prospect. But let's see where he goes from here. He looks very, very big at middleweight, so I don't know if they're going to try and burn him. They said in a post-fight interview they're going to try and burn him down to light middle. He could be weight drained in a couple of years if he's not making the weight properly, or he's finding it very tough because he's a very, very big unit at 154. So I think he'd probably be better off 160 and growing into the weight quite naturally and quite well. Overall, as I said, the card was pretty bang average, the undercard, but the main event more than made up for it. As I said, I'll speak about Derek Chisora versus Kubrat Pulev in another video, but this fight, you know, it was really, really good, really interesting, and I loved it for what it was worth. 7 rounds of pure action, and really, really happy for Andy Crolla to get the win. As I said, Barroso was good. He can come back. He's 32, I think. He can come back. He looks pretty decent. So I like him to come back against, you know, a durable opponent that can take his punches and try and work on his tactics. He's definitely a guy that I like to see over in the UK just for his all-action style, southpaw. You know, slightly awkward at times, and big punching output. So I'd like to see that. Andy Crolla, where he goes next, as I said, Terry Flanagan, Jorge Linares, Bartholomew. You know, Luke Campbell might be there. He's with Matchroom. Tommy Coyle. I know these the last 2 names probably not on the radar, but there's potential there for Derry Matthews, a 3rd fight as well. There's potential there. So there's a lot of fights domestically and internationally for Andy Crolla and Matchroom to make. Let's just see if they get made. As I said, it's going to speak about Kubrat Pulev versus Derek Chisora in the next video, and Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan in a separate video as well. So let me know your thoughts on the undercard. As I said, Eddie Hearn wanted to pay Andy Crolla well, so I can understand him not stacking the undercard. The main event more than made up for it for me. Very, very good fight, and a fight that I'll probably be watching a few times after it's done. Let me know your thoughts on the undercard and the Andy Crolla win. Where do you think him and Barroso go? Where do you think Martin Murray? How do you think he'll win against George Groves, if he will win? Marcus Morrison, any of the other prospects that were on the undercard as well. And yeah, I will speak to you guys soon. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and share so it gets out to a larger audience. And take care, guys. Speak to you soon. Peace.